A woman who couldn't see the Kaaba. Sheikh Abdullah had a TV show where he helped people with their questions about Islam. One day, a lady called in sounding very upset. "Sheikh, I've done something really bad. Will God ever forgive me?" The Sheikh replied kindly, "God is very kind and forgiving. Tell me what's bothering you." She said, "I've been to the holy city 7 times, but every time I go there I can't see the Kaaba. Everything else is clear, but not the Kaaba." The Sheikh was shocked. "That's strange. Can you tell me more about it?" She hesitated a bit, but then shared, "Some years ago, when I was working as a nurse, I met some people who did bad magic. They tricked me into doing a job for them. They gave me special charms and told me to put them in the mouths of people who had died. After doing that, I had to sew their mouths shut." The Sheikh paused for a moment, taking in her story, then said, "That's a serious mistake. Doing such things can distance someone from God." Their call was cut short, and a few weeks later, another young man called the show. "Sheikh, the woman who called you about not being able to see the Kaaba was my mom." The Sheikh remembered immediately. "Oh, I remember. How can I help you now?" The young man sounded sad. "My mom recently passed away. During her burial, something eerie and unexplainable occurred. Every time we tried to place her body into the grave, the space seemed to shrink, making it nearly impossible to fit her inside. We measured and checked everything multiple times, ensuring it was the right size. But despite all our efforts, her body just wouldn't settle comfortably. It was as if an unseen force was preventing us from burying her." Whispers began among the crowd, with many suggesting that it might be due to her past actions. Some said, perhaps her past is catching up with her now, while others commented, maybe she has to atone for her sins. Feeling a mix of frustration, sadness, and confusion, many people left the burial site. I stayed behind, though, deep in my grief, wanting to understand and hoping to find a way to lay my mother to rest. He continued, "I stayed behind, crying. Out of nowhere, a man wearing all white appeared. He told me, 'You need to leave here now, and don't look back.' I started to walk away, but I looked back because I wanted to see what happened to my mom. Just then, a bright light came from the sky, hitting where we tried to bury her. The light was so bright it burned my face." The young man, with a trembling voice, added, "Every time I feel the burn on my face, I remember that night. Sheikh, I'm scared. Is God mad at me too?" The Sheikh, with a soft voice, said, "God is loving and fair. Always remember that. And it's important for all of us to learn and grow from our past.